Hi everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm back with my part 2 of my needle book, and I wanted to show you, this is where we kind of ended off, and I kind of stopped it there of what I was going to do with it. And I'm going to kind of show you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I'm just going to stop and start so that you can see. So I took just basically a piece of a quilt, and I went ahead and just cut it to the size that I wanted, and I machine stitched a zigzag all the way around just to keep it from fraying. Okay, I don't mind that it has rough edges on it. If you wanted to use your pinking shears or something, you could do that, but I'm going to be putting trim on that, so you're not really going to even see it. Okay, before I put my pages in, and in my last video we did the pages together, I wanted to go ahead and sew a few things on there. I want to go ahead and put the tie on there because I want it sewn on. Now you could definitely do this by hand, and that is going to go across the back. I'm going to try and find the middle somewhat. I'm probably going to cut it down. It's probably longer than it needs to be, but I'm going to go ahead and put that right there, and that's where that's going to go. Okay, and I think I'm going to do just a stitch, a little bit of some stitches right there to keep it in place. In the meantime, I am going to take just some glue, and this is just I'm just using my Scotch glue stick, and I always use that usually just to tack things down because it dries pretty quick. And I'm just going to do that. I'm kind of debating. I kind of like it like that, but I'm thinking I might put like something over it, you know. I just can't make up my mind because I have so much in here that is so pretty, and I might do that. I might do that. You know what? I think that might look good. You know what? I think I will. That adds to the whole thing, doesn't it? So why don't I do that? So I'm going to go ahead, and then I'm going to probably do, I might do that by hand. I think I'm going to go ahead and sew this down the middle. I'll just go ahead and sew it so it'll be sturdier, and then I will probably do the other piece by hand. And so basically I just kind of went through and just found some pieces that I might want to use here or there through my stuff that I have. And see, I think that would be really pretty. I could machine stitch that. But it would have to go. Let me go ahead. I might do that. I might go ahead and just stitch it on when I do this, and then come back and do the top by hand. I have a smaller one I could use too, but let's see what I got here. I do have quite a bit of different trims that I'm, thinking about using, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So I'll probably do that a little bit longer, so I can just trim that off. Yeah, it looks pretty. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. I want that down the middle. Okay. Let's see. Something happened in the middle right here where I just kind of didn't put it where it belongs. Okay, there we go. So now probably I will just go ahead and cut that. So I am going to machine stitch that on, and so that'll give me my tie for this when we're all done. Okay, and it'll probably be a little longer than I need it, but I like to do things longer than I need it so I can cut it off. And in the inside, I wanted to put a pocket across here. So I took, this is all very antique vintage laces and trims, and I'm going to put that right here. This was part of some sort of clothing, I think. Oh yeah, there, that's the right way right there. So I'm going to just, now of course you could, you know, do this with pins. You could hand sew it. You don't need to machine sew it. But I'm going to be doing some things by machine. So I might as well just go ahead and tack this down. And as I said, I just use my glue just to kind of put it where I want it. And that is where I want it. So, and then I'll trim it after. So that's going to go there, okay? So those are the things that I want to sew on. And I also, where'd my other trim go? I found some other trim that I like, and I think what I'm going to do with that, as I'm doing all of this, because it'll all just end up going at the same time, is I'm going to put, I think it's a little bit, I like the different colors. I'm going to put that right here on the bottom, because what happened to the other one I was going to use? I think that really looks pretty. It gives it a little bit of a contrast. And then on top, I don't think I want anything that big. I do think I want this. I just need to find out if I have a small enough trim to put in there. I don't think I do though, because I looked and I couldn't find anything. I could put it in there just like that, you know. I could put that on the side maybe. I don't know. Alright, for now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in place and the sides, and then I'll do the top later. Now let's do that. I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm just going to put it, I don't know how high up I want that though. Maybe just about here. Yeah, let's just try that. And honestly, I do this all the time with this glue, and it works really well instead of pinning. I mean, it's definitely not a permanent thing that you would want to do. You want to kind of, you know, just use it for basting for this. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm trying to line it up pretty the same on the bottom. Maybe this can go down a tiny bit. Alright, so then I got to cut that. And I'm going to trim these up better when I get done sewing it. Okay, and so that's going to go, and that's going to go, and let me see what I'm going to do on the side. I think I'm going to sew those in, and then I'm going to go ahead and then do the top, and we'll figure out what we're going to do with that. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and I sewed a trim. I didn't use this other one because I could not find a ribbon that I like to go in there, so I found another trim that I put on top. I did this one, and then I did this one on the bottom, and I went ahead and sewed this, so this is on, and I went over this a few times to make sure this was on there tightly. And then what I'm going to do is I found this other trim, and I'm going to put it right here on both sides just to kind of finish it. And I think that's pretty much, I don't know. I thought about maybe putting it up here and then leaving the sides raw. I might do that. I don't know. I might do that because we're putting just some smaller trim, you know, because I don't really want it you know, just like completely perfect, but here, this needs to be cut a little bit because it's very crooked right here. There we go. But other than that, I don't care if the you know, the quilting shows or anything like that. That doesn't bother me. So I have to decide what I'm gonna do. So I haven't sewn these sides because I haven't decided if I want to put something on the sides or not. So if I want to go like that, or if I want to put something on this side. I think for now I'm not going to do that, and I may put something, I don't know, I think that's too wide. So let me go ahead and sew that and sew this, and I will be right back. So this is what the outside's going to look like, and it's going to have this heart on it that I have started sewing these appliques on, and I put these scissors that I bought, and all I'm doing with this is I am just sewing this on, because this is done on a piece of felt, and we had glued this the last time, and I just found a few little appliques to put on it because I thought they looked good. So we're just going to do that, and I thought that would be a cute little way to kind of add to this. I have another one that I'm going to put on here, but I got to find it. So anyway, and this I will probably hand sew on, but I think I will do that off camera. So I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to put one more on up here, and I think it might be just one of these little flowers that I found on this trim. So then that is going to go like right here, and that'll be the front of it, okay? And then I've just got to put the inside in, and that's the part that I wanted to do with you guys. So the rest of the pockets and everything I'm going to hand sew on here, so I'm not going to do that with the machine. And the way that I'm going to do this, see, this has this pocket here, but this is just going to go in the middle. And I decided the way I wanted to do it is I want it to be one of the felt pieces, okay? And I've got to try and get this straight. Let me move this over so you guys can see it. I'm just using my little lines here to help me line it up, and I'm gonna just kind of put that in there, and then I'm gonna put this, you know, let me try and get the center in here, right? And then this one is going to go in the middle, and those are my pages, okay? And I had already put this together, these pieces together. So now what I'm going to do is I am just going to kind of tack that in place with some pins while I sew it in. So this is going to go, I'm going to make sure this is in there straight, because I do not want to have to, I think I'll do it over here, not where I'm sewing. And I hope these are big enough. Maybe not. Might not be. I have bigger pins, I just didn't get them out. Alright, there we go. Okay, I think that'll work. And then I'm going to get this other side. And just make sure it's in there straight. Of course, when you're dealing with material, it stretches, so it's not always going to just stay perfect or as perfect as you can get it, because you know you're dealing with material. So okay, so that's pretty good. Let me put it in half and just see how it looks. I think it looks pretty good. Alright, so that's going to be it. And then this looks like it needs to come over here a little bit though. I think it's just a little lopsided. This is just not, it's not straight to begin with, so. Okay. Let me try it with my machine and I'll, let's see, I've got to do a different stitch. If I go straight down the middle, I don't know if it's going to go through all the time, but we shall try. If it seems like it's struggling, I won't do it. Okay, I did do it with my machine, and it really actually didn't have a problem doing it, so I guess it's just 3 layers, but it still seemed like it would be a lot. But anyway, you could do it by hand, or you could do it by machine. I don't think it would make any difference. Let me get these out. And just kind of do that. So now what I'm going to do is probably the rest is all going to be by hand. I'll give you an idea of what I think I'm going to do and why I'm going to do it. Let me trim this up a little bit, and I'm going to, I went over it several times, so, and I've got other things that I did, so let me cut all my little strings off that I have everywhere and show you what we have. So this is our little book, and it's gonna, you know, fold like this, and you definitely could have sewn it by hand. It wouldn't have made any difference. So, and it's actually a pretty good size, so probably gonna trim this off a bit. They're a little bit long, so that will be it, and then this will go on top. So that's what it's going to look like. Now I got some things to put in it. Maybe put that there. I don't know. I bought this measuring tape. I want to put a place in there. Obviously I'm going to put the scissors in there, and I got some seam rippers, so I want to put one of those in there. Then I got some different needles, and I got a couple. I'll probably use the pink one of the threaders. Maybe I'll use a couple others. And of course I have these other needles. So I have to find ways to make sure I can put all of that in here. I do have the pockets in front right here. They're not very big, and I'm going to use that in the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this in, but I have to put something right here, like maybe a piece of trim, you know, something like that, that will help hold it in. That's fairly tight. So I'm going to have to figure that out. And I think what I'm going to do is I'll sew something in, and then I'm going to maybe put like a button right here or something to hold that in nice and tight right there, because you need something higher. Or I was thinking I might do something like to hold it even more secure. I find the right ribbon that I had, I can find it. I was thinking about doing something kind of that, well, I thought thinner than that. I had one, but I don't know where it went to now. Well, it'll show up eventually, but yeah, it might have been this, to where it was going to go through here. Like I would sew it here, and then it would go, you know, through here like this, and then it would, maybe I would, you know, button it right over here or something, because you really need something that holds it in there. This bottom part keeps it from falling out, but you have to have something to really hold it in there. So I think that's how I'm going to do that, and I think I'm going to do that in the back. And then what I think I'm going to do is probably won't put anything in here. I don't know what I'm going to put in here. We'll see. But on these other ones, this is where I'll probably put needles and pins. And when I do have straight pins, I want to put in here. And I think what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to make some pockets on here. And probably what I'll do with that is, I found some really pretty crochet. This is really old. I think it probably came off of like a blanket or something. And I was thinking about, I might sew some of that on there, you know, hand sew it on, and then that way you have a deeper pocket to put some of this other stuff, you know, like that. And I'll do that on both of those. And actually, I probably should have done that prior to sewing it on, because then I could have just done one long one across, but that's okay. That's all right. So I'm thinking about doing something like that. So it has those pockets, and then maybe even like a belly band or something over here, just so that I have more room to put things, like maybe that right there. And I'm going to sew that all on by hand, and I'm going to put that on by hand with the button, and that is going to be the extent of it. I have my straight pins that'll go in there. These will go here. I might even put some other pins, you know, in there on another one of these, just so that we have a variety of things. And all these little things I'm going to put like in a little thing, and then put them like in a little bag, and then put them up front in here. So anyway, that's what I think I'm going to do, and that's going to be the way I finish it. But anyway, this is going to be, if it turns out the way I want it to, it'll be a present. If not, it'll be mine. Okay. But it's, you know, it was super easy to do if you already have a quilt. You know what I mean? And then these are just the little felt pieces. This is just a doily. You could use a round doily just as much as that. And that is, I think, more than enough for what I'm going to use it for. And I will show you the flip through when I'm completely done. And I hope that that is something that you try yourself, because I think that it's going to make a really cool gift whenever I get around to finishing it, which I hope I do on my trip, because I'm going to be going out of town, and I figured this would be a great thing to do all the hand sewing, and then that would be how it's going to look when it's all done, which I'm pretty excited about. I think it turned out close to how I had it in my head, and that's always a good thing. So alright guys, then I will see you again next time, and I'll be kind of not around as much. I have a few videos that I have recorded, and then I'll be back in town, and I'll probably do a few more videos than I have been lately. But so we'll see you again soon, and take care. Bye bye.